Asian America,
and beyond. It's the spirit of San Francisco that ripples around the world.
For over 4 decades, CAAMFest has been a gathering place.
It's a birthplace of ideas and an incubator for the storytellers of tomorrow, where we shape our narrative. Unexpected.
conflicted,
Real.
At CAAMFest, you don't have to be the model minority.
we can even be bad Asians.
Starting a new life.
Cause good trouble.
Hello, everybody. Wow, there's a lot of people here tonight. Pretty exciting evening. So I'm Don Young. Welcome to CAAMFest. I'm Don Young, Executive Director of CAAM. Let's get to it. The theme for this festival, observed about this year's films by features programmer Dino Ray Ramos, is Bad Asians Causing Good Trouble. And I have a feeling this is a fairly qualified room of bad Asians and non-Asians. And I hope we can rely on each other, on each and every one of you, to stir up some good trouble. So before I start my CAAMFest intro, I'd like to observe this is a pretty exceptional room. Only the CAAMFest team knows who all of you are, because we've been stressing for months on end, trying to make sure that these 4 days are the best experience we can provide for all of you. Who's here tonight? Nearly 200 filmmakers and industry members are registered for CAAMFest, with some 75 flying in this week. Your Asian American Film Festivals, partners such as the Multicultural Alliance, the 9th Street Independent Film Center, Coho, Asians Are Strong, ITVS, Firelight Media, ADOC, San Francisco Public Library, your board members, executives, funders, community volunteers, and so many more. And what binds everybody here, all of you care deeply about the power of story and its unique potential to transform for good. And I don't want to forget to mention, there are a couple of grandchildren from one of the original Bad Asians, Wong Kim Ark, in the audience today. So as I was preparing my notes for this evening, I reflected upon how tomorrow will mark my first year as executive director. And what a year it has been. Last August, CAAM lost 40% of our funding, certainly attacked, because of the successful work of so many in this room. 1 year in, what have I learned? What have I learned? So many of our peers are tired, under-resourced, feeling under attack. And on a daily basis, we're keenly aware of the palpable rage directed towards what we stand for. But there's a flip side to this, and being open to understanding this has changed everything for CAAM. Spending time differently in community this past year has deepened and redefined how we see everything now, and helped us make the turn. I can't identify exactly when it happened, but it did, and we're better for it. It always used to be, when you go to an event like this, what are you working on? Now, it's how are you doing, and what can we work on together? We're learning to look out for one another. We're learning how to work together in new ways. And both the challenges and the growth will make us stronger, and I'm excited for what's next. This CAAMFest reflects all of CAAM's values and hopeful convictions. Sapna Sakya, CAAM's mentor mama. So Sapna Sakya, CAAM's mentor mama with octopus arm planning, has designed an even bigger filmmaker summit than ever, including 11 panels. Events like these are where change starts anew. These are uncertain times, but when I watch our filmmakers' works, I don't see a community that is retreating or disappearing. Our community is alive, dynamic, hopeful, and formulating a more resilient future. These next 4 days, please accept our invitation through CAAMFest to see our community making good trouble together. Next, I'd like to give a bunch of thanks, right? So, I'd like to give special thanks to our CAAMFest 2026 champion sponsors, Acura, Asian Art Museum, Bloomberg, and the Hong Kong Economic and Trade Offices in San Francisco, as well as our many sponsors, our major funders, such as the MacArthur Foundation, the Ford Foundation, the Asian American Foundation, the Doris Duke Foundation, and others, as well as community partners and donors that provide vital support for CAAMFest and CAAM year-round. If you'd like to ensure events like CAAMFest continue to thrive, please consider supporting us with a donation at caammedia.org. Your support means everything at this moment. As we kick off CAAMFest, I especially want to thank the year-round CAAM staff, especially the CAAM managers, festival, the CAAM staff, the CAAM managers, festival seasonal staff, our great collaborators at Logic, Flair, and Girl Friday, and the many volunteers without whom CAAMFest just wouldn't be possible. Also, the CAAM board is here, a national group. Almost all of them here are attending tonight. And without their wisdom and support, CAAM would frankly be in a lot of trouble. So even during a time of lost funds, we committed completely to doing more with less. So please join me in thanking this entire group. Of course, I would be remiss if I don't thank my daughter and wife who keep me happy and grounded so I can bring my best each and every day. Finally, I'd like to express deep appreciation to two very important folks for CAAM who are about to retire. First of all, longtime board member David Light, who has been the longest serving board member on CAAM right now, and who's really taught all of us so much, and our publicist Karen Larson. So you two have made CAAM better, but more importantly, the world better. And I plan to nag both of you to write your tell-all, no-holds-barred memoirs after tonight. So now I am delighted to introduce everyone to Dr. So-Young Lee, the Barbara Bass Baker Director and CEO of the Asian Art Museum, who will share remarks. We could not host our opening night gala and this year's special DJ party with Linda Lowe and DJ Reka without So-Young's support. With genuine appreciation, thank you so much to So-Young and your team at the Asian Art Museum for your generous partnership. So-Young?
Good evening. What a beautiful room. Are you all excited? Thank you, God. Welcome. It is such a pleasure to be here with you this evening. The opening night of the A-List, 15 stories from Asian and Pacific diasporas. This is a moment when arts in San Francisco is vital, it's dynamic, but we're also facing real challenges, as I think we all know. Funding pressures, shifting audiences, shifting cultural landscapes. And so it's gatherings like this that really, really matter and shows us what is at stake, right? As Dawn had alluded, the power of storytelling that brings people together, that allows us to create communities like this, not only create, but keep and amplify and really share with one another. I'm a relative newbie to San Francisco Bay Area, like Dawn. I've been in this role just over a year. And this is my very first CAAMFest, so I am probably the most excited person in this room. But the Asian Art Museum and CAAM relationship actually runs quite deep. We've been proud partners through CAAMFest and other moments throughout the year in supporting artists and amplifying voices across Asian and Pacific diasporas. That is truly important to who the Asian Art Museum is. And that kind of sustained collaboration really matters, so I thank you and CAAM. And it strengthens not just our institutions, but whole communities, not only in the Bay Area, but I think nationally. So tonight's programming is a testament to that shared commitment and the stories here that you'll see, stories you'll see out in the world, in the Bay Area at the Asian Art Museum. They're diverse, they're personal, they're urgent, they're both joyful and at times challenging. And I think they really expand how we see one another and how we appreciate one another. Following the screening, I invite all of you to join me at the Asian Art Museum, where the festivities and partying will continue, where you get to let your hair down and have some fun, and where you'll get to see the exhibition of the moment, Chiharu Shiota, Two Home Countries, a deeply, deeply resonant show. If you haven't seen it already, if you haven't heard about it already, all about issues of memory and, again, connections with one another. So thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. It's people like you that sustains the work that Dawn and I and all of our teams do. Your being here is not just appreciated, it is essential. So thank you and enjoy the film.
Thank you again, Celia. Okay, so now finally let's get to the reason you're all here tonight. The moment CAAM knew the A-List was going to be available for CAAMFest, we instantly wanted to invite it for our opening night. Both in front of and behind the camera, this project personifies the very best of community. And talk about a bunch of bad Asians causing good trouble. You'll meet the key participants during the Q&A, which will be moderated by Sapna Sakya and Dino Ray Ramos, programmers for CAAMFest this year for the documentaries and the narrative features. But I especially like to shout out Tina Wen, Senior Vice President of Documentaries at HBO, and of course, one of the luminaries in our community, the amazing Jean Chen. Also, I want to thank the incredible photographer Timothy Greenfield Sanders, not just for his photos for the A-List, but his decades-long commitment to building a more complete American cultural record through his photography. Unfortunately, Amanda Wen couldn't make it tonight because she's gotten sick. And also producer Chad Thompson, who was so critical to this evening, can't join us. But we want to express our sincere appreciation of both of them. This night couldn't happen without all of them. And before I bring up Director Eugene Yee, I want to introduce San Francisco Supervisor Bilal Mahmood, District 5, which includes Japantown, for a few words and quite a treat for the team.
Good evening, CAAMFest. I'm Supervisor Bilal Mahmood, the City Council representative of District 5 in San Francisco, representing Japantown proudly. And tonight, we are proud to celebrate the power of stories, of AAPI heritage, and of love. I'd like to first give a round of applause to our District 5 community partners here in San Francisco, Japantown Cultural District, Japantown Task Force, and Coho for helping make this festival possible and for continuing to preserve spaces where culture and community can thrive. Because for more than 40 years, CAAMFest has shaped how Asian American stories are told, not just here in San Francisco, but across the country. It has created a space for people to see themselves reflected on screen, often for the very first time. I think of my own family's story in this light as well. Many decades ago, my grandparents moved from Pakistan to the United States. They had left a dictatorship behind and settled to this country to become a teacher and a doctor. Growing up, my fondest memories of visiting my grandma were not just her chicken biryani or helping her log into her computer, but it was her taking me to a film festival every time I would visit her in New York, often to watch the newest indie flick that was out on the circuit. One of the last films that we watched together was the film Shoplifters by Hirokazu Koreeda, a film about chosen families in Tokyo fighting against the expectations of society. And in that film, I recognized a truth, that film is a universal language. It connects me and my grandmother across generations. They celebrate our history and bring us together into the future. My grandma passed away last year. But before she did, she left me with one final gift. She was the first in my family to bless my marriage to my wife, Cynthia, who's here in the front. A daughter of Chinese immigrants in the United States. My grandma went against expectations and societal norms, and she saw our union for what it was, a recognition of love and a continuation of the American tradition of building those chosen families. And the day before we went last year, we honored her again. Cynthia wore my grandma's necklace, and in true San Francisco millennial fashion, I watched a modern AAPI classic indie film, K-pop Demon Hunter. And so to bring us to tonight's event, I'd like to open in memory of my grandmother, Fozia Qureshi, because we are here to kick off the next phase of our country's stories. The next phase of independent films, those cinematic moments that bridge generations, love, and families with CAAMFest. And to honor the beginning of this amazing festival, we would like to honor a couple individuals on behalf of the City and County of San Francisco. First is Jenny Lim, the 9th Poet Laureate of San Francisco.
We're hosting a screening with Jenny at the San Francisco Public Library with a film by Stephen Okazaki, so please don't tell her we're giving her the proclamation day.
She'll get it another time. But can we get the entire list of representatives of the A-list to join us? Those who are here, Director Eugene Yee, Executive Producers Timothy and Tina, and the cast of crew who may be present today on stage. I'll read out the certificate of honor that we're presenting, signed by every supervisor and city council member in San Francisco. Yeah, it doesn't get you anything otherwise, though. One out of jail free card, maybe. On behalf of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, we proudly recognize all of your contributions to the A-list. 15 stories from Asian and Pacific diasporas, and the opening night film at CAAMFest. Your work authentically reflects the experiences of Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities. Through thoughtful storytelling, this film captures the depth and diversity of AAPI identity, and we commend your dedication to elevating these voices and preserving stories that will inspire future generations. Thank you for your work and community contribution.
Hi, I'm Eugene. I will, no, please, I mean, for everybody here, I'll just sort of name the people as they're getting their commendations. So, Timothy Greenfield Sanders, series creator, who was mentioned earlier. Tina Nguyen, who is over there. We'll hold it for you, Tina. Our executive producer with HBO documentary. Jean Chen, our consulting editor, who is there filming because she's just always about recording the moments and recording the evening, and we just so appreciate that among so many other things about it. Jada Yuan, who is our producer. Nasheed Dadaboy, our cinematographer. Manny Cristostomo, one of our participants. Into the light. Not even the photographer here. DJ Reka, another of our participants. Nice jacket, Reka. Macy's. Skylar Baylor, another of our participants. And I'm Eugene Yee. And I also just want to introduce Tammy Chu, who was our archival producer as well. And the many of you who are in the audience who was in communication with us, who was part of the community to help bring this film together. Like, we made this film for you all, to play in spaces like this, and just the affirmation of being here on opening night just means the absolute world to us. So thank you so much for having us, thank you so much for selecting our film and for honoring us with this position. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to thank Don Young and all the staff at CAAMFest as well. I know we've done a lot of things, but it just goes without saying, all the volunteers as well. I was a volunteer once too. I've known and had a relationship to this festival before it was called CAAMFest. And so this festival has always meant so much to us. It's been a space to connect and to see the dreams of our community on screen. And so thank you, especially now, for creating this space for us to come together and for us to dream together about the community that we can build together and how to bring it into reality. Thank you.
All right, everybody, so now we'll start the film. Thank you again.